Excellent connection. Okay. Okay, says. Yeah. Okay. This is excellent connection. What we got going on? Well, I'll just go ahead and get into it. Okay. All right. So we're still going. The big disclosures coming down for June this year. Days away, a couple weeks away. A lot of people gonna be disappointed. The thing is there's a lot of people who they want to be brought up to speed on things that would inevitably disappoint them anyways. There's a lot of people who have an energetic flow, an energetic state of sentient resonance, of awareness, of frequency, of harmonics that is inadequate for anything other than focusing on themselves and getting themselves to a higher resonance, to a higher frequency, to the closer to the next octave. The distraction of being, oh, I want to meet an alien. That'd be so cool. They're going to come here and show us all this stuff and do all these things. That's childish naivete. It's a symptom. It's just another reflection of the inner work that the collective of humanity has to do. It's the inner work that's in detriment. Well, what do you get? People going, oh, it'd be so neat. They'll come here and teach us stuff and do all this stuff for us to fix problems. That's just a reflection of that collective shortcoming within the humanity. If the shortcoming wasn't there, if the higher frequency collective through a myriad of individuals of a finer harmonic resonance and a more infused energy consciousness on the globe that we call Earth, if this were in a much improved state and much improved flow, then there would be no voices saying, oh, that'd be so neat, cool. They're going to come here and do all kinds of stuff for us and tell us stuff and show us stuff. That need, that want, those wouldn't even be categories of common parlance. Now I'll give you a more direct or basic example of this. You you have people that have all kinds of shadow work that needs to be done. They have different traumas. They have different degrees of trauma. They have different degrees of addiction, different degrees of energetic malfeasance within their totality of their incarnation. Okay. Everybody is got a they got a salad bowl of shit they got to deal with. Some small, some large, some's a freaking salad factory. Now you take a being or group of beings that are in a flow state of energy that is in alignment and harmonic resonance with the higher octave density consciousness as their normal operating awareness. Now, they land a spaceship. Now, you've got some individuals that come out to greet them. Some of them are already, trepidation, fear, anxiety. They're unsure. They don't know much about the world themselves or the childhood trauma or the shadow work that has went neglected. They vary in age as far as the incarnation. And they vary in degree of these issues, these disharmonious energetic states and flow within their energy body totality. So they come out to meet the little alien visitors. The problem is it takes a concerted effort on the behalf of a higher density consciousness of a being. It takes a concerted effort to buffer the effect of being in proximity to other beings that are an octave lower, who have disharmonious energetic resonance and energetic blockages, negative energetic flow states and chakra vortices that are all but stagnant, beyond nominal sentience across the densities. then what happens is all the childhood trauma, the disharmonious states uh, that are in the group of individuals coming out to meet the little visitors. All this stuff starts coming up from the surface. It starts jumping out of the shadow, and it all comes out like a it's like an all you can eat buffet of issues that have not been dealt with. This produces an energetic, basically kneecapping anxiety, um, inner angst and anxiety, stress, even fear. Which is typically immediately attributed to the little visitors, as if they'd done something on purpose, as if they were causing it on purpose. It's just about as guilty as you standing on a street corner waiting for the light to change, which means not guilty at all. It is not their responsibility to expend their vital high quality energy to modify very, very difficult to do, but requiring focus, attention, and a manipulation uh, of their own standard state in the presence of energy consciousness that is incarnated and is existing in a lower octave or in a not optimal state. It's not their responsibility. It it is the principal reason why there is not interactions that occur as if you are meeting people at a coffee shop. It is why unconsciousness is used during, let's say they pick someone up. Well, that putting them in an unconscious state is easier on both parties. It is on a larger scale, on a larger macro extension of that. It is why there is not uh, common interaction like Japanese with Australians or Americans, because all these energetic shadow tasks and issues within individuals would immediately become front and center. And there would be a collective agreement that obviously it is being perpetrated upon them by the mean, cruel little people visiting. And for tattooed monkeys who have nuclear weapons, you just don't need that kind of ignorance escalated. You know, you don't need tattooed monkeys with WMDs who are too ignorant to understand the energetic nature of reality, the energetic nature of their avatar and incarnation, to even deal with in an adult, mature, enlightened manner of the underlying issues that has to do with the self-image and the selfness that has been growing and deforming since the crib. Their shadow work, their own personal development, because it has to be done individually, to be done collectively. It's it's the human's own fault. It is the human ignorance, individually, collectively, why common first contact, whatever you want to call it, just general uh, meeting peer to peer has not and will not occur at this time. There is a process ongoing, though. There's a process ongoing. Some use terms like convergence, quickening, awakening, collective, energetic development. It's being closely monitored on both sides. Now, you take someone like me. You take someone like me. Now, let's say, hypothetically, that I have had 31, let's just say, hypothetically, 31 personal interactions. Someone like me. And of those 31, in none of those did I experience fear, anxiety. I did not attribute anything unto that which was not human. I was agreeable to the time spent. I did not need or want for more or less. You have to have, if you have a lot of inner childhood trauma, if you have negative behavioral and emotional states, if you're not accountable, if you are furthest thing from impeccability as far as energetically in the scheme of sorcery is concerned, you don't have any upside to being around these individuals in a conscious manner. And very seldom would they have a need to be involved with an individual like that. Uh, Certainly not conscious. But if you do have a degree of handle on the force and pressure exerted upon the sentient awareness, the force and pressure exerted across the mirror of self-reflection. If you have some impeccability in your being and your attention is it is handled in a manner of a very old soul, then interactions with beings that are consistently in a higher octave those interactions can occur without draining vital energy from the higher frequency individual and without having any kind of unconscious, subconscious, shadow, energetic work that's drugged to the surface on the behalf of the other individual. This is besides the fact of having a practical, because these are very practical individuals. These individuals, these visitors, I'm not going to get into names right now. I'm not going to get into descriptions. I'm not going to get into origin. I'm not going to get into that because that's not for this conversation. But these individuals are very practical. They're quite matter of fact. That doesn't mean they don't have a sense of humor. A sense of humor is understood, and it is recognized. But these individuals don't go on holidays. They don't indulge in need of distraction, want of diversion. They are task oriented. I'm very comfortable around this type of incarnation, this type of sentience. It's not necessarily militant or ruthless, but it could be considered